Hey guys, today we're going to be practicing reading a thermometer. Yesterday you watched a Brain Pop video about temperature and learned a little bit about how to read a thermometer. So today we're going to practice that. You have a worksheet in the math section of your binder, or perhaps the science section of your binder. It's called Reading a Thermometer in Degrees Fahrenheit. Go find that. While you do, I'm going to write my name at the top. And when you get your worksheet, put your name at the top. All right, there's two different activities. On the top, we're going to simply read the thermometer and write the temperature. And on the bottom, we're going to read the temperature and color to show. So let's practice reading first. Yesterday in the video, they talked about how a thermometer goes up typically, you can count by tens for your larger numbers, the ones that are marked. But in between these larger numbers, you have little teeny dashes. And for those we count up by 2. So let's look at the very first thermometer. They say it's 40 degrees, so let's just check that. We see that right here at 40 degrees, that is where the mercury line is. So I say that is correct, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Sometimes you'll see a thermometer that has both degrees and Fahrenheit on it. We got lucky, this is just Fahrenheit, but we can still add an F to show that we know that we're measuring temperature in Fahrenheit. Let's look at the second thermometer. We follow the mercury line up. I notice that it stops at 70. So let's write 70. The degree mark is already there. F for Fahrenheit. Let's look at this one. This says 0. This is right at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a very, very, very cold day. Cold enough to snow or have ice. Let's look at this thermometer. Our mercury rises almost to the very top and stops right at 90. That's a very, very hot day. That's about what it is right now, 90 degrees. That's our summertime temperature. Ooh. This thermometer is a little bit interesting because it dips below freezing. I don't think in Wilmington it's ever gotten below freezing, but definitely in other parts of the world it does. So what we need to do is go from 0 and count down. You'll notice that there's a minus sign beside that 10 where the mercury is, and that means negative 10 degrees. That is super cold. Wherever that is, I do not want to go. And then our last thermometer, see if you can read that on your own. And write the answer. Yep, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's look back through these thermometers and see what kind of day we might have. We already talked about negative 10 being really, really, really cold, 0 degrees being freezing, it could snow or ice, and 90 degrees being a hot summer day. What do you think about 70 degrees? What season would that be? Some of our evenings pretty soon might be getting down into the 70s. This is more like fall, maybe spring. It's just a nice mild temperature. Then you've got 40 degrees and 30 degrees. It's definitely pretty cold. That's typically our January, February temperature some days, although we live in Wilmington, so some days in January, February, we're at 70. All right, so we've practiced reading a thermometer. Now, let's color the thermometers to show the correct temperature. So the first thermometer we need to color is 60 degrees. I'm using a colored pencil. I can be a little bit more precise with it. You can use a crayon if you wish, or if you have colored pencils, do that. All right, so 60 degrees. Let's follow our numbers up until we see 60. There's 60 right there. So I'm going to draw a line right at 60 so that I can color in the bottom to show the temperature. Okay. Oh, our next thermometer says 100 degrees. That's even hotter than 90. It felt like 100 degrees earlier today. It was really muggy. So 100 degrees is all the way at the top of our thermometer. That's a really hot day. So let's draw a line across so that we don't go past it when we color. Neatly color, stay in the lines. Let's see if you can find 0 degrees. You did it right here. So make your thermometer match the one above. All right, so 0 degrees is right there. And then finally we have 30 degrees. See if you can mark that one on your own as well, because you did it on the top row. All right. Very good. So our last question says, what is the temperature outside? Well, I just looked, and the temperature today is 86 degrees. So I'm going to write 86. This one's going to be a little bit trickier because we're not just drawing our mercury line at 80. We need to count past 80, but not all the way to 90. Do you remember what we count by? Each of these little marks represents 2, so we're going to count by 2s. So let's go up to 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90. So 86 is right here. Let's try that again. 82, 84, 86 degrees is right here at this line. All right. So we are complete with our reading a thermometer worksheet. If you have a thermometer at home, practice reading it. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.